A very good day we bid to everyone. Today we are from Group 1 would like to present about human skeletal system. We would like to proceed to the first section of the presentation, which is endoskeleton and exoskeleton. What is exoskeleton? Exoskeleton is an external covering composed of stiff material. Example of animals that have this exoskeleton is mollusks and arthropods. The exoskeleton of arthropods is composed of chitin, a strong flexible nitrogenous polysaccharide that protect them from wear and tear, predators, and desiccation. In mollusks, a thick and non-mobile calcium carbonate shell is primarily used for protection against the environment and predators. What is endoskeleton made of? Endoskeleton is made up of rigid internal structures. The skeleton of echinoderms consists of spicules and plates of calcium carbonate embedded in the living tissue of the body wall, while sharks and rays have skeletons composed only of cartilage. Bony fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals have an endoskeleton composed of bone and cartilage. Advantages of joint skeleton: can grow with the animal, supports the weight of large animal, protects vital internal organs, and protected by outer tissues. It is also allows flexible movement. Let us proceed to the adaptations of mammalian skeleton. The first one is aerial locomotion. It has modified limb bones to form wing and allow muscle attachment. It also has elongated arm and finger bones, modified skin which forms wings. Example of animals is bat. The next is arboreal locomotion, which means for animals that climbs trees. It has special characteristics as long limbs, prehensile tails, and claws. Example animals are sloths and monkeys. For aquatic locomotion, such as dolphins, they have limbs modified into flippers. For cursorial locomotion, like running, for horses, dogs, and lions, they have longer limbs, reduction of toes, modification of feet, and development of hooves. Let us proceed to the fossorial locomotion, which means it has modified limbs that aids in digging, compact bodies, rudimentary eyes, such as example animals are gophers. And lastly, saltatorial locomotion for jumping animals like kangaroos. They have large muscular hind limbs and reduced forelimbs. Let's proceed to 5 major functions of skeletal system. The first is it is being as a support of the body, as an internal framework that determines the body shape. Next, it is an protection of vital internal organs such as brains are protected by skull, while heart and lungs are protected by ribcage. Next, sides for muscle attachment. It enables movement that provided by the pull of muscles on bones. It is also a storage reservoir for ions. Skeletal bones contain calcium phosphate as the source of calcium ions and phosphate ions in the blood. For an example, red bone marrow of bones produce blood cells and other blood fragments. Let us proceed to the major bones that constitute the human axial and appendicular skeletal system. Exoskeleton has 80 bone. It lies in midline of the body and it consists of skull, vertebral column, thoracic cage, sacrum and coccyx. The skull formed by cranium and facial bones contain sinuses which helps to reduce the weight of the skull, give resonance to voice, and mastoid sinuses drain into the middle ear. Four major bones. The first is frontal bone, which forms the forehead and has supraorbital ridges for eyebrows. The second, temporal bone, which has an opening that leads to middle ear. Third is parietal bones, which extend to the sides, while fourth is the occipital bone, which are the curves to form the base of skull. It has foramen magnum, which is an opening to the spinal cord. The fifth is facial bones. It has mandible, lower jaw, freely movable portion for chewing food. Maxillae is the upper jaw, which is being the tooth socket location include mandible, zygomatic bones, cheekbone prominence, nasal bone and the bridge of nose. Vertebral column. It supports the head and the trunk. It also protects spinal cord and the roots of spinal nerve. It's a longitudinal axis as an anchor for all other bones. It consists of 33 vertebrae, 7 cervical vertebrae in the neck, 12 thoracic vertebrae on thorax, 5 lumbar vertebrae on the lower back, 5 fused sacral vertebrae at sacrum, and the last 4 fused vertebrae at coccyx. Intervertebral disc composed of fibrocartilage. It provides padding, which prevents vertebrae from grinding against one another. It absorbs shock and allows vertebrae to move. Rib cage contains ribs, costal cartilages, and sternum. We have 12 pairs of ribs. Upper rib has 7 true ribs, while lower has 5 false ribs. It protects the heart and lungs for inspiration and expiration. Let us proceed to the appendicular skeletal system, which consists of 126 bones. Appendicular skeleton system consists of the bones within the pectoral and pelvic girdles and the attached limbs. Pectoral girdle and upper limb. They are loosely linked together by ligaments. Each clavicle connects with sternum and scapula, but scapula is held by muscles. It consists of arm, humerus, single lone bone, and arm. It has smoothly rounded head, fits into socket of scapula. We also have ulna and radius, 2 bones of the lower arm. Ulna is prominent bone in elbow, a feature that contributes to easy twisting motion. Hand has 8 carpal bones at the wrist and 5 metacarpal bones at the framework of the palm. It also has phalanges, fingers and thumb. It is a long, slender and lightweight. Pelvic girdle and lower limb. Coxal bones are hip bones, which are anchored to sacrum and form pelvic cavity. It is wider in females to accommodate during pregnancy and childbirth. It consists of leg, which has femur, the largest bone, tibia and fibula contribute to the ankle. Tibia is inside of the ankle, while fibula is outside of the ankle. We have 7 tarsal bones at ankle, but only one receives the weight. We also have metatarsal bones, which forms the arcs of foot, and it has phalanges at the toes. That's all from us. Thank you.